I'm here, I'm alive, we're back. What's going on, everybody? This is TAETRO, and we are back to normal with the regular video posting schedule. If you like live electronic music performances, tutorials, and free sound packs, be sure to subscribe to this channel. So I owe you an explanation. You guys know I love gear setups, but last week, here's what my setup looked like. Not only that, but last weekend was my biggest work weekend of the year. It was our annual fundraiser. For those of you who don't know, I work at a non-profit after-school program called a Boys and Girls Club, where I'm the music director, and we had our annual fundraiser to make sure that kids have a safe and fun space to be creative after school every single day. Most of which involved preparing 11 kids ages 9 through 16 for a large performance, which went amazing. I'll probably be posting video or photos on my Twitter really soon. But now that's over and here we are. And I figured a good way to jump back into things is to do a quick Q&A. So let's do it. Okay, so some of these questions come from taetro.com/ask, where you can ask me anything and even keep it anonymous. But some of the questions are also going to come from the TAETRO community, which is a private Facebook group that pretty much anybody can join. If you go over to facebook.com/TAETROmusic, like the page, shoot me a message and say, I want to be a part of the community. That's where you can also submit your podcast entries, which will be back this weekend. All right, first question. This is the most common question that I get. Knee Pads Everywhere asked, Launch Key Mini versus Akai Mini. If you're using Ableton, Launch Key Mini. If you're using any other DAW, Akai Mini, especially since you don't need to worry about launching session clips in other DAWs. Anonymous asks, how did you learn to produce? What classes or products did you use to learn? And why choose Ableton as your DAW of choice? I ended up choosing Ableton because I tried a lot of different DAWs and I just found that Ableton's library was the strongest, so I don't have to use a lot of VSTs or external plugins, and I can use Ableton for any kind of music. Acoustic singer-songwriter stuff, I've recorded full bands with Ableton, and then if I want to make beats, like, you can't go wrong. The first part of that question is really important. How did you learn? You have so much free content available to you on this platform, on YouTube. You can pretty much get a degree in Ableton just from watching videos on YouTube. There's so much out there, and that's probably another reason why I gravitated towards this DAW. I think a lot of other DAWs have a lot of great YouTube videos, but the content out there for Ableton right now is really great. You can learn how to do some real nitty-gritty technical things, but there's also a lot out there for some beginners. Side note on this question, whenever somebody asks me what video should I watch, I've never used Ableton before, I recommend this video. It's a little dated now and it features Live 8 when we're actually on Live 9, but Dennis DeSantis is the man. He wrote Making Music. He works for Ableton, and this is the video that really made me understand the workflow, and that's probably what mostly attracted me to the DAW. It's so easy to go from creation to composition. Anonymous asks, why do you only wear black clothes? You know, it's just easy to match. Another Anonymous has a great question. They say, and I don't really understand why people go anonymous when they have such great questions. Hey, love what you're doing here. What is your ultimate vision for the community you are creating? Not to go full job interview, but where do you see it in 5 years? I love what you are doing. This one's deep. When I started the channel, I wanted to make sure I was creating videos that were accessible to people that have been making music for a while, want to get into electronic music, and felt like Ableton was just overcomplicated and it was a barrier for them creating music digitally. And I hear so often, oh, Ableton, the learning curve is crazy. And really, it's not that crazy. So I wanted to create really accessible videos that showed an artist side of things. That's why I love to make tracks on the channel, but one of my most frustrating things when an artist releases a performance video and then everybody has all of these questions and they don't always get answered. That's why you'll usually see a performance video followed immediately by a breakdown video, because I want to give you as much information as possible so that you can create similar setups for yourself. Now with that spawned the TAETRO community, which is the Facebook group. As the channel grows, I imagine the community will grow, and I would love to eventually down the line end up doing some meetups, doing more community exclusive live streams, and just connecting a little bit more, because I think the community has a lot in common. Finding ways that we can connect on a deeper level is totally the way to go. Whether that's having community guests on the podcast, guest hosts, guest artists, live performances from community members on this channel, I think it'll be very exciting. We're gonna take some questions from the community now. Gary asks, would you ever do a version of Against the Clock like they do on Fact and try making an original track in under 10 minutes? No preparation beforehand and just for fun. I did that in a recent video and it was actually really fun. So if you wanna see more of that, let me know in the comments. Similarly, Christian says, have you ever considered trying Rhythm Roulette? Would be cool. If you wanna provide me with some sample material and challenge me, go for it. Let me know what you want me to sample and flip in the comments, and we'll try to make that happen. Paul asks, have you organized your sound library yet? And if so, show us the best way. I'm not that organized. What I do keep very organized are my field recordings. So I think it's really important right after a field recording trip to come back home, slice everything up that you need, keep the longer form files, give them all titles. Because I might not come back from a field recording session ready to create something. But when I come back to my desk and I'm ready to create, I want a nice organized folder with dates, locations, and the types of sounds. Okay, that's what I've got for questions, but I have 2 things to show you. Number 1, the Arturia Drum Brew. Arturia sent me this while I was sick, so I was not able to jam with it, but I'm gonna be jamming with this thing this weekend. If you have specific questions or specific things you wanna see, let me know in the comments below. Number 2, so I've had this controller for a while. It's really beat. The middle C key isn't working, so by popular demand, I decided to splurge and get the Mark II. Plus, you guys have been asking for it for so long. It's one of my most requested controllers, so this is definitely gonna be part of the weekend jams. I will take the first 5 questions about this controller in the comments. I am super happy to be healthy and ready to get back into this channel. Be prepared for 2 new videos every week and a new episode of the podcast starting again this week. And I just want to thank you as a community for being a part of it. If you're not yet, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. If you enjoyed a video like this, give it a thumbs up. And be sure to go over to facebook.com/TAETROmusic and let me know you want to be part of the TAETRO community. While all this stuff was going on and I wasn't able to be posting, I posted over in the community just to let everybody know, hey, I'm still alive, stuff is coming, and I was able to kind of interact that way. So if you want to keep up and not miss out, the TAETRO community is the way to go. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been TAETRO. Have a good one.